D, wait for it, Smythe.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? And have I got a story for you? Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you these stories, and you can go and read them for yourself or whatnot, or you can just watch this video where I break them all down for you, and then we, you go about your day. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now why don't we go ahead and get started? It looks like the Gotham Knights pilot TV show for the CW has cast a bunch of people this week. Now, we'll go over all of that in just 1 minute and everything, but I just want to say that this is nothing to do with the Gotham Knights video game that's being released this year with the same name. I think that this personally will hurt the video game because people will associate this show with that game. And the reason I say that is because this is from the Batwoman writers, Natalie Abrams, James Stoked, who cares, and Chad Five-ish. And if you watch this channel, you know that Batwoman is utter garbage, and there's no way that these people are writing a good a good show, because they're just going to add their identity politics in it. And I have the opinion that politics ruins everything. So I don't think this show is going to be good. Batwoman is like I said, it's complete trash. So there's no way this is going to be good, this dumpster fire. But let's take a look at this cast, huh? So, but before we do that, let's take a look at the plot. So it takes place in the wake of Bruce Wayne's murder. Can't even have Bruce Wayne there. His rebellious adopted son, which we'll talk about in a minute, forges an unlikely alliance with the children of Batman's enemies when they are all framed for killing the Cape Crusader. And as the city's most wanted criminals, this renegade band of misfits must fight to clear their names. But in a Gotham with no Dark Knight to protect it, the city descends into the most dangerous it's ever been. However, hope comes from the most unexpected of places, as this team of mismatched fugitives will become its next generation of saviors, known as the Gotham Knights. Now, that's pretty much the video game and everything in a nutshell. But I don't think the game has the villains, the children of the villains and everything, but it does have, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and all that stuff. Yeah, this is almost like Batwoman season 3 with all of the Bat villain, and I talked about this in my episodic reviews and everything. I have to do a season 3 review still, and that's going to take forever. Okay, so in Batwoman season 3, Batman's villains, their toys all got out, their little weapons and stuff. And they had like a 2.0 version of the villains, which I thought was a decent idea. I thought it was a solid idea. I thought it could have worked. I was like, let's see where they go here. And true to form, the execution of this idea was pure crap. And I think that this show is going to have the same effect. I think that it's a solid idea to have, the children of Batman's enemies, come into play here. I just don't think that they're going to be able to pull it off, because these three wrote Batwoman, and like I said before, Batwoman is just a complete abortion, if you ask me. So I don't think it's going to be any good. I really don't. So who did they cast? Well, they first cast Fallon Smythe as Harper Row, which I'll talk about Harper Row in just a second, everything. But it is they described her as a streetwise acerbic, and often, I don't know what that means, and often underestimated. This blue-haired bisexual, of course she is a gifted engineer who can fix anything. But what Harper wants most of all is to repair the broken lives of her and her brother, Cullen, the only person she trusts. Bluebird in the comics, this is Bluebird in the comics and everything, which is an okay character. And she's an electrical and mechanical engineering savant in the comic books. She has acrobatics. She knows acrobatics, marksmanship because she has a gun. Pew pew. Advanced hand-to-hand combat combat and an expert kickboxer. Now she is in the comic books and everything, which I mean, she's an okay character. She's not really like my cup of tea. Like every time she shows up, I'm like, all right, whatever, and everything. I do think that they just picked this character because she's bisexual. The way the rest of this is going is all identity politics. So yeah, so I mean, it doesn't surprise me there. Now the next one they did is Tyler DiChiara. I don't know, it doesn't matter, as Colin Rowe. And after years of hiding his true self from an abusive parent, the transgender teen is tired of being polite and agreeable. Clever and adept at reading human nature, Colin is ready to fight his own battles. Now, in the comic books, both of these characters, they come from an abusive home and everything. But of course they have a transgender character in here because, you know, like I said before, if you watch Batwoman, it's all identity politics. There's no substance whatsoever. And I have a really huge feeling about this show that it's going to be nothing but lectures every episode. Next is Oscar Morgan, and he will be playing Turner Hayes, whom Bruce Wayne adopted following the murder of Turner's biological parents. Resilient and determined to live up to his adopted father's name, Turner has never felt comfortable in Bruce's world of wealth and privilege. There you go. Again, this is an original character to the show, unless he's newer to the comic books. I haven't heard of him in the comic books, this Turner Hayes. And if he is a made up character, I just go, why are you doing this? Why don't you have a Dick Grayson, a Jason Todd, or one of the other Robins, a Tim Drake, which they do, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I just go, well, I don't understand why you wouldn't do that and everything. The next one is Olivia Rose Keegan, who is going to be playing Duella, the unpredictable daughter of the most dangerous man in Gotham, Joker. Born in Arkham Asylum and above all a survivor, Duella is also a brutal fighter and skilled thief. Now, in the comic books, Duella is a psycho, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have her be an anti-hero or an anti-villain because they can't have true villains in this show. Just look at Batwoman with Alice. Alice had to be redeemed. There's always a redemption arc with these villains, and I just go, why can't you just have a bad guy? Like, come on. Next is Nevia Robinson. And she's going to be paying Carrie Kelly. Now they race swapped this one, and I tell you right now, Hollywood really hates the gingers because they keep swapping out these gingers for any race but white people. I'll tell you that every time there's a ginger role, it's not a ginger. I'll tell you that I really, for a small minute there, I was all like, oh no, this can't be real. This is just nonsense. But no, it's real. Like they really do hate gingers. Anyways, an idealistic teenager who talked her way into being Batman's unlikely sidekick, she's the first to rush into the dangerous situation as long as she can make it home by curfew. And so in the comic books, she becomes the new Robin in The Dark Knight Returns when she saves Batman. And then later in The Dark Knight Strikes Again, she becomes she takes on the identity of Catgirl. And then in The Dark Knight 3, which is called The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, she then adopts the identity of Batwoman. And she is the first full-time female Robin in the history of the Batman franchise. Now, I personally don't like this Robin, Carrie Kelly. I thought her character was annoying in the comic books, and I didn't like her. But again, they're race swapping this. I don't know any of these actors, what they've been in. I was going to look it up, but I was like, there's so many of them, and this is already taking too long to describe all of this. But I have to say this show is going to be dog shit. I'll tell you that right now, because like I said before, these writers wrote Batwoman. That show is complete garbage. Ratings you can tell by ratings that it's garbage. The only people that like this show are Twitter sycophants. It's just, yeah, it's bad. It's no good. It's no good. This is going to be no good. But they'll make a show out of it because they need to launder money somehow. And this was a good idea that they just let inept people get a hold of, and it's just going to be full of identity politics. Like I said before, it's going to be a lecture every single episode. Of course, you have a transgender actor playing a transgender character. This character is not transgender in the comic books. And, and that's what I have a problem with these days. And Ian McKellen said it best. Why can't this transgender actor just play a man? Are they not an actor? Like, why does your real life have to be put into a TV show? That's not acting. A gay person should be able to play a straight person. And like Ian McKellen said, it's fascinating to explore the world of heterosexuality, and the same vice versa. This transgender actor, okay, they're a transgender man. Why don't you play the part, as just a man and see how that goes? Kind of just research and dive into that psyche and just see what it's all about, kind of thing. I think that's way more interesting than how they're going, kind of like how Titans did season 2. There was a transgender actor that played a man on that show, and Chala was his last name, and I thought he did great. One of the best characters in the season. And I really, they spoilers for those who haven't seen, they killed off that character, and I thought it was a bad choice. But yeah, this show is going to be dog shit. It's going to be pure crap. I'm going to watch it because Batwoman's not coming back. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure it's not coming back. So I need a new show to cover in its place. Why not Gotham Knights? Tell me, what do you guys think about this? How do you feel about the casting for Gotham Knights with these 5 actors? Do you think these are good choices? Do you think this show is going to be good? It's not going to be good. Do you think it's going to be good? Are you going to watch it? Are you excited for it? Are you like me and you have reservations because of the writers of this show? And how do you feel about all these actors and everything? Tell me what you think. You can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.